just under the root end, which you can see is there, and then you kind of whittle your paring knife right underneath, about 3/4 of the way, then you grab the onion part and you peel. And notice, I'm not doing it on my cutting board. What is this called? Cutting board, not a peeling board. Okay? Okay, so then what we're going to do is kind of go up here, and now the flouring end, because onion turns into flour, you're going to take this and kind of whittle your blade 3/4 of the way through. You're going to grab it, and then you're going to peel on the other side. And now you've made a nice little hemisphere all the way around, right? And you can then take your knife or your finger and just peel everything back. So whatever you can do, I'll do half with my knife, and then you can also just take your fingers, grab it, and then peel it up. Okay? So that's how you peel an onion. Then, now that we're ready, we're going to take it, and you can see there is a root end. That's where the root was. You don't want to cut too deep. You want to make sure you see that. Okay? Root end. And your root end is going to be up on your cutting board, this way. Then you're going to cut straight down the root end. Okay. And now you can kind of see it looks like a flower, right? Like a bulb. See how it grows like that. The next step is I'm going to show you the dice and a slice. I'll show you both. I'm going to show you how to dice it first. And the way I was originally taught was you had the root end away from you, and then you would go, maybe some of you know this, you'd go down this way, you turn it 90 degrees, and then you go up this way, and then you go this way, right? Well, by the time you do all those cuts, it's like holding a restless porcupine, right? It's just a lot to wield. And then, again, the modern approach is we started looking at what we're doing. Why are we doing this cut? What is the point of doing this cut? Well, when you cut down like this, you can see how much on this side and how much on this side you need to slice that. Otherwise, you're having really large chunks. But if you look at the way the onion is kind of shaped, it's like an arc or a rainbow, right? It grows like that in layers, just like we learned on Shrek. Okay? So it grows like that. So if we know that it's kind of this arc shape, well, why don't we just cut kind of always towards the center? If you think about it, then we can eliminate that cut in the middle. Okay? Because I'm not generating any large pieces on either side. So that's the modern way of doing it. So when you're cutting now, I'm always going to be cutting towards the middle of that onion. My blade is always going to be pointed towards the middle as I go across. Okay, here's what it looks like. So I'm going to put my blade here, and I'm going to draw my blade back. My kids do Beyblade, so that's why I was going. So then I draw it back, right? And I notice I'm not cutting all the way through. I'm keeping that back end attached. That's what's holding it all together, okay? And I'm just drawing my blade back. I'm not pushing down too hard. Now I'm straight up and down. And then I'm going to work over, kind of angling now towards the center again. It's hard to do it slow. Okay? And look, still all together, right? Then, once I do that, those cuts, always aiming my blade towards the center of the onion, like this. Not cutting through on the back. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. Okay? And then I'm going to look down on